So I have lost 3 stone, and I'm here to talk to you about how I did that and how I've been maintaining my lifestyle. I would just like to obviously disclaim that I'm not a professional in the field. My opinions of myself are about myself, so it doesn't mean that I have an issue with like larger bodies, let's say. This is purely a personal experience and opinion of me. Likewise, with what I have to say about things is personal, like it's quite frank, I guess. So if this topic is kind of like gonna be an issue, then just don't watch the video, and likewise just understand that this is my personal experience and I'm telling you how I did that, because I still get asked so much about my lifestyle, how I lost weight, etc. So let's go into it. At the beginning of 2022, I'm gonna be real, I went for a breakup, and at that point I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna go on this journey of like wellness and self-improvement. And I guess it's really, I wasn't happy with my body. I had over the years yo-yo dieted. I kind of probably was living in denial a little bit, and I just didn't feel that great in myself. And obviously going for a breakup as well, you're just feeling a bit low. So I thought, I'm going to take some control. I'm going to use all this time that I have for myself, because I'm on my own, like I'm in control of my food, how I spend my time. I'm going to use this time to really kind of kickstart this. That was also at the time that my gym was doing the 10-week shred. So they do it every January. I must admit, it's very hypocritical and like, contradictory, but I don't really believe in the kind of diet culture around New Year's, New Year, New Me kind of thing. Because I don't agree with like Christmas is just advertised, eat, drink and go just indulge, and then as soon as it's fucking Boxing Day they're selling gym gear to you, diet plans, shakes, all of that. I just think it's just fucking messed up and I don't like it. But I thought this is an opportunity for me to do something with a bunch of people that I can have some accountability, the support, like a fitness plan, a diet plan and guidance. So I might as well just jump on board with this opportunity. So I went with it. So I initially started with the 10-week shred with my gym, and they give you advice on like what to eat, meal ideas. They have an extra workout class a week. And then there was a WhatsApp group chat, which was really nice. They were putting in there like meal ideas, etc. If you live in Norwich or the surrounding areas, my gym are actually going to be doing another 6-week shred in September, where you will get a diet plan, you'll get a membership for the boot camp, and you'll get an extra support class every single week. So it's something that you're looking into, then I highly recommend it, because for me it really, really helped to actually get me started. But the way I kind of did it was, yes, I had the meal plan, but I put myself in a calorie deficit and obviously exercised. So with a calorie deficit, there are websites in which you can work out your metabolic base rate, or the amount of calories that you should be consuming every single day. It's done by kind of like a basic calculator where you put in your height, your age, your kind of current activity level, and it will tell you how many calories that your body needs to just get by, i.e. function, i.e. work. So you could be laid in a state like this, and it'll tell you how many calories your body requires just to function. And then it will tell you how many calories that your body will need to just kind of do everyday tasks, just living your life. And then it will tell you how many calories based off your activity levels. So if you go to the gym a lot, it will kind of give you an average. And it will also tell you roughly how many calories to consume if you want to lose weight or to bulk, etc. I will link it below. It's really useful. And then you can kind of get a gauge on how much you should be consuming a day. Now, I don't believe in fad diets. I don't believe that you should be taking out a particular food group, that you should be doing a liquid diet, a shake diet, all of those things, because they're not sustainable. If you want a lifestyle change, if you want to make a difference, it's got to be something that you can continue to do for a period amount of time. And also it's just about rewiring your brain and how you and your lifestyle choices. And I think that if it's not sustainable, it's not going to be something that you learn to do. It's just going to be a temporary thing that you've done to quickly lose weight. And then if you go back to kind of normal life, or the ways that the way that you lived your life before, it's not gonna stay off. It's gonna be really hard. And that's when you get the yo-yo dieting, is when you either put yourself in too low of a calorie deficit, or you just completely cut out a food group, or you cut a load of shit out, and it's just not a fun time. The most sustainable and effective way to lose weight is to put yourself in a deficit and just move your body a bit more. But like I said at the beginning, not being an expert in the field, I know that it's not the same for everybody. Like, people do struggle with weight loss more than others, and some people it's effective, but there are other attributes towards it which may become an issue, whether it's I don't know, thyroid issues, or if you can't move as much because of your mobility. All of these things are factors. But what I would say is, before you do anything like this, speak to someone that knows their nutrition, an expert essentially, whether it's a personal trainer, a nutritionist, get an idea of what you need for you, just to make sure you're doing it properly and safely and in a healthy way, I suppose. That was the initial thing. Calorie deficit, regular working out. Now, I am going to address the elephant in the room. A lot of people have commented over the past year about my ADHD medication having a big factor in the weight loss. Now, I'm on atomoxetine, and I actually did Google this, and it has said that atomoxetine can make you lose weight because it does suppress your appetite. But in my experience, when I first started taking it, I only actually noticed my appetite completely plummeting for about a month, and then I got used to it, and I just went back to normal. I was then feeling hungry and stuff again. It did help in the beginning, because I started taking it at the same time as I started the diet, I guess. So it did help to begin with. Then I also should add that I took it, and then I stopped taking it in the September, and I've only recently now, last September, I've only recently now started taking it again. And I actually haven't noticed an appetite shift at all after taking it again, which is weird. So yes and no, it did help, but it wasn't the sole reason behind my weight loss. The work that I put into it and the remodeling of my outlook was the primary reason. That is the starting point. But I do think that weight loss is entirely down to mindset. You are going to have to make sacrifices and compromises in order to meet your goals, but it's about thinking about these things in the right way. Sometimes we are just not ready to go on that journey just yet, and that's okay. I think that you've got to really see it from a positive perspective. So one thing that is really, really important is not seeing exercise as, not having the foods that you're used to having as a negative thing, as punishment. It's very much in line of the narrative of, I am making these decisions because this is going to help me reach my goals, or this is going to help me become the person that I want to be. This is going to help future me. So for example, when it comes to situations like you're in the office, it's someone's birthday, they've brought cake around. It's your decision in that moment to whether you want to have a big slice, if you want to have a little slice, or if you're going to have none at all and be at peace with that. Rather than having the thought process or saying verbally, oh, I can't have that, I'm on a diet, or oh no, oh, I better not, oh, I shouldn't, oh no, fuck. Rather than going down that road, change the mindset and the narrative to, I'm all right actually, I'm all right for cake. It looks good though. I'm not currently eating that sort of stuff because I've got goals. But next year, that's okay. Seeing it as, this is a choice that I am making for myself, and in order to get to the place that I want to be, these are the things that I'm not going to have at the moment. One of the biggest questions that I have is, how do you cope in social situations which revolve around food and drink? And I have spoken about this before, but I think there is so much focus around it being about the food and the drink, when actually, why are you there? You're there to socialise, to see friends, to see family. You're not there to eat, and you're not there to drink. So remember that Like, I'm not here to eat a cheeseburger, I'm here to see my best friend. You know, when it comes to socialising, just be at peace with the idea that you're not going to eat all the things that you maybe would have before or that everybody else is doing. Look at the menu ahead of going to the place. Look at the options on there. There's absolutely no reason why you can't have a burger and fries, but just don't have a dessert. Seeing if there's any flexibility on the menu and just being like, that's cool because this is going to be in line with the choices that I'm making in life at the moment. You don't have to go out and drink. I actually drink way less than I used to. And, you know, you can just either drink less, you can go for different drink options like gin and like slimline soda, gin and slimline tonic, or Prosecco, having regular drinks of water in between. You're making this decision because you chose to, not because somebody else told you to. You're not punishing yourself, you're not missing out, you're just honouring the decisions that you've made for yourself. You want to go out and have a big meal, if you want to go out and go on a bender, like, you either do or you don't. Just own the decision. You know, one bad meal's not going to ruin everything for you. You just continue with the way of living the next day. I'm not a believer in starting again on Monday. What's the point? Just start again. Just keep going with it, because it's just wasting time. Like, you can just end up binging, or you end up just going back to those mindsets that potentially didn't benefit your decisions or your choices. It's not necessarily about the lack of or the compromises. It's being okay with those choices and those compromises, being at peace with those and owning it, acknowledging it, taking accountability for your decisions. If you keep seeing it as like, oh, but you know, this event's coming up and I'm gonna miss out, like, I understand it. Because, you know, when, especially like summertime festivals, you either just accept that you're going to be busy or these things are going to get in the way and you do your best to navigate around them, or you just don't bother. Maybe it's just not the right time for you. Like, I remember in the past, like, I would go on a diet, then it would be my birthday, and then something else would happen. Like, and then I would just fall off the wagon and go back to my previous eating habits and drinking habits, and then basically that you just yo-yo over and over again, rather than thinking, no, actually, fuck this shit, I have to be consistent with this, it's the only way it's going to work. I think that was actually a really big thing for me at the beginning of last year. It wasn't so much the weight loss, it was actually proving to myself that I could be consistent at something, could stick at something, have some discipline. That was a really important thing, because I would get so frustrated with myself that I would try, and then I would fall off the wagon and I would self-sabotage and I'd spiral into this hole, be back at square one, and I would be miserable. So I was like, you know what, no, this year's going to be different. I'm going to really fucking try, and I'm going to really go. I'm going to get through this 10-week shred. I'm going to see how far I can get, see where I could be in 10 weeks time. And I did it. It was like I didn't go back to the previous version of myself because I felt so good. I saw the results that I was like, this isn't actually that bad. It's just about making different choices and moderation. I'm not missing out. I'm still actually enjoying my life, but just because I'm not having that big slice of cake, just because I'm not having 12 pints, like, it's not actually negatively affected my life. Another thing is just changing things that became habit. Like, if I was meeting someone for a coffee, I could guarantee, or lunch, I could guarantee you would always get like a slice of cake. You know, if I go for lunch with someone, I'd get a sandwich and a slice of cake, or I'd go for a coffee and a slice of cake. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to have the cake this time. And over time, you realise that I never actually really needed that cake. I just thought I did. I just thought it'd be nice. Don't get me wrong, every now and then it is nice to have a nice slice of cake. Sometimes it's good to share that slice of cake with somebody. But it became something that I needed. And that was the bit that I didn't like. I need that. I'm going to have it because I just can't miss out. That became super evident, is just like realising where I was kind of going overboard of things. I'd go to restaurants, I would order a bunch of sides, like loads of sides. But now I'm like, I don't need all these sides. I'm actually, this thing on its own is going to be a fish. This is going to be enough for me. It was always everything in excess, and now it's everything in moderation. The key thing and the hardest part is your narrative around it, your outlook on it. To be honest, whether you actually are really serious about doing it and doing it for the right reasons. Fuck everybody else. Fuck doing it because society wants you to be thinner, or somebody else has mocked you, or you want to look a particular way for your holiday or wedding. These are all external factors that are putting pressure on you, and you are going to look at it in somewhat resentful eyes. You need to do this because you want to do it for you, not for any other reason. And as soon as you see it in that kind of way, like this is me on a journey because I've chosen to be on this journey, you have to then take responsibility for the decision for yourself. If you decide, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore, then don't do it anymore. That's down to you. That's your decision. But if you want to do it, the only person that you're letting down is yourself. If you decide to throw it all away at the weekend, like you worked so hard in the week and then the weekend comes around and you just go mental because it's the weekend, the only person you're letting down is yourself. It's all about owning your decision, taking accountability. If you decide one night, fuck it, I'm ordering a pizza and I'm going to have a bottle of wine, cool, do it. Let it be known that that's not something that you do all the time. Likewise, if you go on like a holiday and you just enjoy the all-inclusive and the buffet breakfast, like cool, that's fine, but just kind of get back on it when you get home. To be honest, like I'm all about the being kind to yourself and self-love. Like this, don't be so hard on yourself mentality. But sometimes we do need to be hard on ourselves. Sometimes we do need to kick our own asses. And I think that is why I have kind of stuck at a lot of stuff, because I've gone, stop being a fuckhead, just get on with it. Or no, you don't need that. Or go to the fucking gym, get off your ass. I've had to have that conversation with myself. I acknowledge when I need to rest. If I don't want to go to the gym because I'm tired or I'm on my period, because I don't work out when I'm on my period, that's just my rule. I won't do it and I won't feel guilty about it because I'm like, no, I don't want to go, so I'm not going to go. That is me. That is my decision made. I'm not going to think about it. Done it. But then equally, it's like, oh, should we get a bottle of Prosecco tonight? I'm like, no, you don't need a fucking bottle of Prosecco. There's some Lilt in the fridge, or you got some nice Diet Cokes. Sometimes we can. We like to self-sabotage. We like to just put a fucking spanner in the works and ruin and be our own worst enemy sometimes. So that's why you do need to go, no, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing that. We're going to do this instead. This is the alternative. Or we're going out tonight. We're not going to have much to drink. We're going to have this, this and this, and that's going to be it. This is what we're doing. I talk to myself like I'm a team of people. To be honest, I love the gym and working out so much because of how it makes me feel up here. Like, I know it sounds cliche these days, but it really does help me, especially with like having ADHD, and the psychiatrist told me to exercise more. It feels like I get a lot of this energy out, a lot of up here out. I burn off almost like this extra rocket fuel that I have in my body. But also I like seeing the results. Like, I'm really proud of my arms and my shoulders and my back at the moment. I'm just so happy with the kind of the strength aspect of it, and seeing some ab come through. Like, I'm so chuffed about that, and feeling more fit, feeling like having more stamina, having more strength. Like, you know, I did a hike in Easter, and I was at that point 15 kilograms lighter than the year before, or, you know, when I started my diet. And I put 15 kilograms on my shoulders when I went back to the gym, and I was like, no wonder that hike felt somewhat easy, because I wasn't carrying all this extra weight on me. I can't explain it, but I just feel like I match my energy now. Like, I'm quite childish in this. I've got this like childish sort of energy and outlook on the world, and I'm just so like, you know, jumpy and blah, blah, blah. And I just feel like I match that now. I just feel like myself. I obviously go to boot camp. I have a gym membership. I get boot camp for free because I do their social content for them. I do videos for them. So I have a gym membership where I do gym, swim and sauna, which is like my Wednesday thing, which I love. It's like, I love doing that. And I sometimes go with Josie, my friend Josie. But then I'm also doing boxing, which I also really enjoy. Like, boxing's a really amazing workout, and it's all men. I'm the only girl there, but I really like it there. Like, it's so good for getting, like, letting off steam and just having a really good workout. But then, you know, I also just like, generally my interests are quite outdoors. related now. I like going on walks and hikes, and obviously, you know, I recently took up paddleboarding. So my interests have naturally sort of shifted in the direction of just having more and more of an active lifestyle. So that helped. And I do think I definitely feel like sluggish and lethargic and not very motivated and a little bit almost flat if I don't move my body in the daytime. If I leave it too late in the day, it's very difficult to get up and motivated to go. So with the gym, I go first thing in the morning because I know there's going to be a cut-off point. But like if I haven't, say for example, done anything all day, I'll really have to push myself to go out for a walk. And after that walk, I'm feeling alive again. I'm like, yeah, my batteries have kind of recharged themselves somehow because from being active. I stay motivated because I genuinely enjoy it. But I do think it's important to acknowledge when you genuinely are too tired or your body doesn't feel like it can do it, and if you're just being a shithead. And if I'm feeling, I know I can totally tell the difference between being a shithead and actually I can't, because if I want to go but I feel too tired, then I know that's genuine. If I don't want to go and I can feel this almost little devil on my shoulder, like it feels disgenuine, it feels naughty, I can feel this icky feeling in my stomach like I should go but I don't want to, that's when I go, no, get up now, we're going. And then I'll be like, and then I'll get there and I'll be fine. A few tools that I use just to help have been MyFitnessPal for helping me track calories, and so I just put in my recommended daily calorie intake based off what the calculator told me to do, and then it helps me keep track because, you know, sometimes there is a lot more calories in something than you think. It's all the added little extras, but equally it's just to make sure you're not under eating as well. And then also a new app that I've started using is called Strong. It helps me track my workouts. So it's got these amazing templates already made up for you for like leg day, back and biceps, tries, chest. We've got nothing for lunch.
Do you want me to have a look at a little nice M&S meal deal?
Yeah.
What sort of sandwich you fancy?
Like a chicken salad sandwich or something like that. Like some pop chips or something similar. Okay, darling, I will see you in a bit. And you can make your own template if you want to. There's loads of different workouts on there. And then you can create your sets. And so when you then go to do the workout, you say start workout, and then you can write in like the weight that you did or the reps that you did, and then it keeps track of that. So then the next time you go, you can see what you did previously for them progress. So this is my current in terms of like weight and PBs, etc. But yeah, generally now, like when I started my weight loss journey, I was 13 stone and now I'm 10 stone. I think my goal is to get to 9.5. I just want to see a bit more definition. I just want to have a little bit more fat loss in areas, and slowly getting there. Like, to be honest, I am a lot more lenient these days. In the week, I'm pretty on it. Like, I calorie count in the week. And then by the weekend, you know, I'll go out, I'll do my thing. I don't really think about it. So I like to get my pastry and my coffee from my favourite bakery called Bread Sauce in town. I might go for a couple of beers, but then usually I am also active as well, not most of the time, like going on walks, or I might do a boot camp on a Saturday morning. So it is varied, it's quite balanced, but I don't generally calorie count on a weekend. Being honest, if I want to lose more weight, I have to just be mindful of what I'm doing over the weekend as well, to keep, you know, to go on a downward trajectory rather than a sort of maintainable one. Other bits of advice would be doing something like a 10-week program with a group of people, or doing it with a friend or a family member or your partner, just so you can keep yourself accountable, just so you can keep on top of it, just so you can give yourself and, you know, give each other advice and stuff, and just to be each other's like cheerleaders. And I think one big thing is also just don't be so, like, be hard on yourself when you need to be, but don't overthink it and don't beat yourself up. Like, it is literally just making simple decisions and life choices that are going to benefit you or impact you. And it's just a case of just being really fucking realistic. I want to lose some weight. I want to get fitter. So this is how I'm going to do it. And we're not going to fuck about. We're just going to get on with it. Like, it doesn't need to be a whole thing. It doesn't need to be a sob story. It doesn't need to be like this whole big ordeal. This is just something that you've decided to do, so just fucking go for it. And also, I would also say, don't make it into a big deal. Don't really talk about it. Like, obviously, if you've got friends, family, they might ask you about it. Just be like, oh yeah, I've just got some goals I want to meet, so this is my lifestyle choice, or, you know, I'm not doing that at the moment. Because then when it becomes a thing, you feel like you have to then explain yourself, or some people might try and talk you out of it, going, oh, don't be so silly, you don't need to do that, or you're fine just the way you are. But that's when it gets annoying. She's like, look, this is my choice. I've obviously come to this decision because I have a problem with the way that I am, or I don't like an aspect of me. So just shut up. Some people like to just make it their business when it's not their business. You know, if you want support by doing it with someone, absolutely. But when it comes to like social events, gatherings, just don't make it into a big deal. There are plenty of amazing sources on Instagram as well for recipe ideas. Personally, I kind of eat the same thing over and over again. Like, I'll make either pre-make batches of like chicken or salad, just so I can easily plate it up for lunches in the week, or I'll do a bigger portion for dinner so then I can have the same again for lunch the next day. If I'm doing like HelloFresh, for example, if it's just me and Jack, we will have the calorie controlled option. If it's just me, I will plate it up for the next day. Like, I'll make the 2 portions and have the next portion for my lunch the next day. Just keep it simple. Don't really care about what I eat. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So most of the time it is literally 2 eggs and a bit of toast, like a chicken salad or a chicken rice bowl or a chicken wrap for my lunch. And then evenings, it's either like a stir fry, a chili, like a vegetarian curry, or just chicken, rice and veg. I think also one thing that you will notice, that when you start to like consistently live like that, it will, in the long term, change a lot of decisions that you make. I no longer order a large Domino's pizza, or I normally just actually get a personal or a small. I won't really order a Frappuccino anymore, because I'm like, I don't really want to drink 300 calories, to be honest. I'd rather eat it in like the form of a sandwich. Or I'd rather have an Americano and a brownie. You know what I mean? Just things change. But I'm really happy with myself, and I'm happy with my progress in the journey, and I've enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Bye bye.